Hello, everybody. It's Dana Sullivan, the Stampin' Chick, here with a Facebook Live. I'm coming to you from the Stampin' Studio in my home. Day, whatever it is, of the Coronacation. Hi, Miss Kim. How are you? So it's kind of a wet and dreary day here. So no gardening outside to be had today. So I thought that I would come on and do a Facebook Live with you, my friends, and to be able to share a product with you that I think is going to be of interest to everyone, whether you're a regular crafter or you're not, whether you're crafty at all. If you are stuck at home due to self-quarantine or whatever, I have the perfect thing to help you pass your time. So I thought that I would come on and share it with you because I don't know about you, but what are we, almost 2 weeks into this mess, and I am getting a little bit of cabin fever. So I'm ready to do something. But we're doing our part, staying home where we belong, so we're not sharing cooties and catching germs. So, hey, Miss Eileen, how are ya? So, anyway, what I wanted to share with you are two of Stampin' Up's all-inclusive card kits. Now, the wonderful thing about either one of these is that whether you're a paper crafter or not, it doesn't matter because the kits are both really simple to put together and they include absolutely everything that you would need to complete the projects. So, hey, Miss Andrea, hi there. So they have the ink, they have the supplies for the cards, they have a little Stampin' block even, and so they include literally everything that you need. They've got the adhesive, they've got the elements and embellishments, they have stamp set, they have the block, they have the ink, they have everything, literally everything. So I'm seeing a lot of folks coming on. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I wanted to talk a little about the two I have in particular, the Lots of Happy card kit and Looking Up card kit. Both of them are what we call all-inclusive, which means that they have everything, just like I mentioned. And they're both card kits, which I think right now is really, really important because folks are shut in and they're used to being out and about. They're used to having visitors. They're used to interacting with people. And, you know, social media is great, but it is not the same thing as some form of real tangible interaction, right? And so getting a card in the mail is a wonderful thing. You know, it's absolutely fantastic. So, you know, I want to share these because they're easy projects to do for anyone, whether you have experience in paper crafting or not, and because you can get one box and it has everything in it. So if you don't have a lot of space, you know, you don't want to hoard a bunch of stuff, you don't have a lot of room for anything, or you're not sure if this is something you may be interested in, this kind of kit is perfect because you can use up all of the supplies in the box, and then, you know, if you don't like it, you can gift away the stamp set and ink pad, and you're not out anything. And you're able to give away some really pretty cards. So I want to share these with you, and I think I'm going to start with the Looking Up card kit because it's a little bit quicker. than the Lots of Happy one. The Lots of Happy one is really pretty, and it has various sizes of cards. So it actually has 2 full-size cards that can be put in the mail. This one, I honestly wouldn't be sure if you could mail it or not, because I think it's probably, let me see here. I'm not going to say probably, I'm just going to see. Actually, you probably could mail this one. Yeah, it's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 envelope, so you could mail this one. But the other 2 are more like little gift tags, so they do have envelopes, but they're not big enough to actually send out in the mail. So, Andrea says she thought about sending cards in the mail. I think it says, but not sure. Miss Andrea, I highly recommend it. I have been sending some out already this week, and when you're sending cards out, folks, be sure to leave one in the mailbox for your postal clerks. Because, you know, they're right in the middle of all of this. They're out there dealing with folks and delivering mail, and they could sure use a lift too, right? So if you're sending out packages or sending out letters, cards, put a little note or something in the mailbox for them. In fact, if you do the Lots of Happy, one of these 2 little cards would be perfect for them, because it doesn't have to worry about going through the mail, and I'll tell you how to address it so that you can make sure that they actually get it. So anyway, I'll talk about the Lots of Happy one a little bit more here in just a minute, but let me show you the Looking Up card kit first, okay? So one of the things that I love about this particular kit is that it has some pre-printed background cards. So when you look at the kit, and I'm going to bring it over, but bear in mind I've already been playing with it, of course. So I've got scraps and pieces here. So let me get them out of the way. All right, like I said, you get a block, you get the stamp set, you get an ink pad. This is everything that you need to stamp right here. And then you've got adhesive and dimensionals, so you don't have to worry about having adhesive on hand. And then here are the card bases, and this is what I'm talking about, how this part is pre-printed. And so with these ones, they're really quick and simple. For someone who is brand new, who has never picked up a stamp before, this is the kit I recommend, because most of it is already done, and it's just some really nice assembly work, basically. And then the envelopes are really pretty too. They all have a nice pre-printed label spot on the front for you to put the address on, and then they've got really cute printed inside as well. So I love that. Let's see. I'm going to scooch this just a little bit because I'm only seeing part of a comment. So give me just a second here. Okay, Andrea says, okay, that's a good idea. I know my mom misses me coming there or her here. Yeah, it's really hard on folks not being able to go and visit. So, okay, and then this one has 5 different designs, and they're all full-size cards. And so that's one of the things I love about the Looking Up kit, as opposed to the Lots of Happy one, because you're looking at, what? How many cards are there? Three of each, so there's 15 cards in this kit. And so that's a lot of cards. And the cost of the kit is $27, so, you know, that's a little more than $1 per card, which is not a bad deal at all. And it's cards that you can do yourself, and that makes it even more fun. And it gives you something to do. So we'll call these Boredom Buster all-inclusive kits, right? Okay, so in the kit, you're going to have little die-cut elements that you can pop out and add on to your cards. And that one I've already done. And then you've got a sheet of labels as well, if I can get it out. And so all of the stuff that you need to make the really, really cute little projects are in the kit. And it's basically just kind of a peel and stick and then stamp the sentiment, which makes it very simple. So this is a perfect beginner's kit. This is a really good casual stampers kit if you have a little more experience, because it's fairly easy to do, so you can do a bunch of them in a short period of time. And if you're a really avid crafter, you have a lot of cool supplies already in your craft room, this kit is also still good for that, because there are a lot of elements here that you can modify so that you can make your own alternative projects. And if you already have cardstock, you could easily break down bits and pieces of these to double the number of cards that you could get out of one kit, which makes it really, really nice. Alright, so let me move stuff out of the way here, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to put together one of these cards, okay? So let me get this out of the way. Alright, here are your options, and I'm going to let you guys choose which one we're going to make right here. So you'll just let me know, and let me get the fifth one. It's right here. Okay, so there are the 5 cards. So which one should we make here in person? We'll say in person. What do you think, huh? I'm going to show you how easy these are to do. What do you think? You want to do the one with the airplane or the cityscape? Oh yeah, Kathy says the airplane. Okay, that's the one. Alright, let me get these out of the way. And let's find the airplane base. Now look at that. I mean, it's already printed for you. So we'll just fold it in half. And it already has the score mark made for you. So this is super simple. And you don't have to have a bone folder. If you don't have one, you can use your fingernail and just go like that. Easy peasy. Okay, and then we're going to need this copper trim right here. And we'll find that on this really pretty sheet of copper foil. And it's already pre-cut for you, and it's a sticker, so it's super easy. Alright, so we'll just, actually I'm going to take this section here and kind of cheat. So if you see what I've done, I've cut it in half, and that way I've just tucked it along this edge. I haven't gone all the way across. Now, that's just kind of a tip if you want to make more than one card, or if you want to make more than what the kit suggests, I should say. Alright, and then we'll just put that on right like that. Nice and easy. And then we'll grab a label. Alright, let me get that out of the way so I can see. Now, I have a full size of the Bermuda Bay ink pad, but you will get this little Stampin' spot right here. You can just use your regular ink pads if you have the full size one. I keep the little small ones to gift away or to use for other things, so I won't open it up until I need it. Alright, and I'm using my acrylic block. And then this one says, I hear congratulations are in order. But I think I'm going to do, let me see if it'll fit. It will fit. I'm going to do, I am so very thankful for you, just because I want to be able to send this out. And I think I'll be able to use that one a little better right now than I'll be able to use the congratulations. So all you're going to do is just peel it off of the sheet and then put the acrylic block over the top of it, and it holds it just like a sticker. But it's a window cling type thing, so it just peels off and sticks on. So I'm just going to do that. And then when you're putting ink on it, when you're using the Stampin' spot, you can put the block down with the stamp side up and then just ink it up this way. But since I have the ink pad, I'm going to just tap it down like this. And either way, you're going to remember in your head, tap, 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 not smush, smush, smush. Okay? So we'll tap, tap, tap into the ink pad. And then we're going to stamp straight down, just like we're tapping straight down onto the ink pad. So we'll stamp straight down, and I'm going to hold it for just a second. You don't have to hold it for that long, but it just lets the ink absorb into the paper a little easier. Let me close this up and grab the dimensional sheet. Okay. And now I'm going to put a few dimensionals on the back side. We're almost done with this card already, folks. This is how easy it is. All right, let's bring the card back in. There we go. And just like that. Easy peasy, right? I love it. And now you can write whatever you want to on the inside and then send it off. And it's that easy. This kit is super, super fabulous. Now, with the die cut pieces, there's this die cut plane as well that you could put some dimensionals behind it and put it on here so that it pops it up off of the card. Or you can use this die cut piece to add to a piece of cardstock and make your own scene if you have supplies on hand. So see, it's very simple to do. Super, super easy. Okay, so now I've talked about doing alternatives and using the supplies for other projects. So let me just share with you some alternative type, let's go steps at a time that I've done with the cards. Okay, so this one in particular, this one I just used the card base. I didn't raise anything up, so I didn't use any of the die cut pieces. I just stamped on the sentiment banner and I put the little strip of copper foil there, and that's it. And that card is super cute all by itself. I didn't use any dimensionals at all. I didn't even use it on the tag. I just stamped everything and laid it directly on, so it's just a flat card, but still super, super pretty. And then the next one I stepped up, I used the same card base. I used the same copper foil strip. I used the same banner, but this time I put it on dimensionals. And then I used the die cut pieces and layered them over top of the stamped image. So you see, here's the card base, and there it is with the dimensional elements on it. And then I stamped the little seagulls, which are on your stamps, so you have those right there. And so there's that one. Now, because I didn't use the dimensional pieces on this one, right? I did it on this one. This is per the kit instructions. But I saved the die cut pieces from this one, and I brought over a piece of cardstock, which is the Bermuda Bay cardstock, and a piece of white cardstock, and I used a little bit of Bermuda Bay ink on a sponge dauber, but you could use a tissue and add the ink to the paper. And then I just used dimensionals to adhere the die cut pieces to the front of this card. And then this is an envelope that I cut the pieces out of. I just separated the envelope and cut strips and used it to decorate the card. Now this card looks like it goes together with these, but all I've added that wasn't in the kit was the piece of Bermuda Bay and the piece of Whisper White cardstock. Right? Isn't that neat? So now that has made an extra card that wasn't already in the kit, simply by using the die cut pieces that I didn't really need in the first place. Isn't that cool? So that's a wonderful thing about this particular card kit. This is the Looking Up All-Inclusive Card Kit. And, you know, today is the last day of Celebration. And Celebration is where you can get free products for every $50 that you purchase. And since this kit is $27, if you were to purchase 2 of these kits so that you and your child could do together, or you could have extra cards to send out, you would earn a free stamp set or a free pack of paper or any of the items that are available for free in the Celebration catalog. So that's one of the kits. And the stamp set with this, let me grab a piece of paper here. The stamp set has, I am so very thankful for you. It's got a happy birthday. Thanks so much. Feel better soon. That'll be a good one. And I hear congratulations are in order. And then you've got a little sparkle mark and the seagulls. So it's a really pretty stamp set that you can use for a lot of other projects as well. And the sentiments fit pretty well for our time going on right now, don't you think? So that's kit number 1, okay? So let me put these out of the way. Let me put everything back together so I've got it. And you get a lot of stuff. I mean, this kit is really cool. All right, stamp set. And you can use either, because it's photopolymer, you can use either a little drop of dish soap and some warm water and rinse it off. Or if you have baby wipes, you can use a baby wipe. They may be a hot commodity right now, but, but if you have them, you can use them. Or I have this Stampin' scrub and a stamp cleaner. And so I just spray a little bit on there. And one side is a wet side, so I'm going to scrub it, and that cleans the stamp. And then the other side is the dry side, which kind of wipes off the excess moisture. And then my stamp is clean and ready to go back on the sheet and ready for the next time. So it's very simple and easy. In fact, if you're wanting to get a free Celebration item, you could get the kit, the Stampin' Scrub, and the mist, and I think that you probably will have earned a free Celebration item. So, there's kit number 1, alright? Now let me show you the other fabulous all-inclusive card kit that I have on hand. This is the Lots of Happy card kit. Let me move stuff out of the way. I'm getting a little congested here. Alright, here we go. The Lots of Happy card kit, like I said earlier, has 2 full-size cards, 1 square envelope card that is plenty big enough, I think, to go through the mail. But then the other 2 are not. They're going to be little note cards, or, you know, if you happen to have someone in your household that still has to go out and work in public with people, then maybe you could put a little note in their lunchbox telling them how much you appreciate all they're doing for you, or that you love them, or be safe today, or whatever cute little notes. Here at home, I've got little Miss here with me, and we're pretty well hunkered down, but Mr. Sullivan still has to go out and deal with people every day. And so, especially right now, with things that are so uncertain and crazy, people are a little less kind and friendly. And, you know, we all just need a little bit of encouragement. We all just need a little bit of love, right? So, to send out a card, or to just hand out a little note card that says, hey, we're going to get through this and it's going to be okay. That could seriously change someone's entire day, couldn't it? Alright, so the Lots of Happy card kit. It is also an all-inclusive card kit, so it does contain the stamps, ink, the block, the paper, the embellishments, and everything. So let me just show those to you here. These are the 2 full-size cards. And then, even though this card is shaped differently, it's really fun. I love it. But the envelope is a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, so that means it's big enough to go in the mail. But then you have these tiny, cute little note cards. and their envelope. And then this one, which also has a super cute envelope. So maybe these ones you can't stick in the mail, but you can put these with a birthday gift, or you can stick them in somebody's lunchbox. You can stick them in the mailbox. You could drive through your neighborhood and just drop one in each person's mailbox or something to that effect. You can do all sorts of things with them. So if you're an avid or casual crafter, someone who has supplies on hand, you could easily modify these to make them bigger cards or whatever you need them for. So the one really cool thing about this particular kit that I love is that it's a watercolor kit. So how many of you like to color in coloring books? Me. So this kit has, as I said, all-inclusive. So it comes with a set of watercolor pencils, which are really pretty. So you can see here, we've got 2 shades of green and a pink and a kind of purpley color. These are beautiful watercolor pencils, and Stampin' Up! Is really good about making sure that their products are fantastic. And these watercolor pencils are so soft and they color so smooth. It's amazing. So I'll show you how we do that. Let me set these off to the side, and we'll talk a little about what comes in the kit. So this kit comes with a basic black ink spot. So again, you get your own little ink pad for the kit, so no worries about having supplies on hand. So you get your own ink spot. You get a Stampin' block. So there's the acrylic stamp block. And then the stamp set, which is very pretty. And it has 2 different floral images and then some very pretty sentiments. So sending you lots and lots of happy, which is a great one for right now. Here's to the happiest birthday yet. Thank you for being a friend. You deserve the best life has to offer. I'm always here for you. So I think that in this particular situation where we're talking about being shut in and sending each other some happy mail, maybe this one has the more appropriate stamp set, but the other one certainly has a couple of good stamp sets too. So it's all good. Okay, and then just like the other one, you get the adhesives that you need for the kit. And then you also get some die-cut sentiment pieces and the pre-scored cards, and then all of the envelopes. And I love that the envelopes all have the black and white striped, because I think those look really sharp against the cards themselves. So now let me see. I have used a lot of this card kit. So let me see what I've got left that we can play with. And I may have used all of this one. I know where I've got it, right here. I made up some little boxes that I plan to share with people. Hi, Miss Jewel. She says, thank you for taking the time to share your talent. I learned so much from you. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. So one of the things that I'm doing is I'm putting together a couple of these boxes, and I know some folks who have kids at home, and some other folks who are older who haven't been able to go out for a while already, and we're kind of dependent on people coming to visit them. And since that's not able to be done now either, I've put together a couple of little card kits from this kit. And so each one has, let me just move this out of the way and I'll just show you. I won't just talk about it. I will show you what each of these kits have. So they have all of the materials that they need to complete multiple card kits. So each one has the supplies to make 2 of each of the card kits as they're instructed. And then I've copied the instructions to put with each of them. So that way each person will be able to tell. And then I'm separating out the stamps so that a couple of them go with this kit, a couple of them go with that kit. And then each one will get one of the pink and one of the green colored pencils. So that way they each have something just in case they have nothing. So that's what I'm doing with those. But let us go ahead and I'm going to just borrow one of these right here. This is not part of the kit, by the way, so these kits are still full and ready. All right. I wanted to show you how the watercoloring works. The pencils, anyway. So we'll just take our colored pencils here. And you don't have to press very heavy at all. Just press really lightly. And I like to do kind of a little swirly motion. And that'll help kind of alleviate the lines that you might get with a colored pencil. See, just like that. There we go. The pencils work really nicely. They're really fun to work with too. And if you enjoy color books, you will really like this kit. It is just fantastic. I'm so sorry if you can hear my dog snoring. For those of you who have been on my live streams before, you know that I have a Stampin' Studio guardian dog. And she's my Layla girl, and she's a little bit older, and so she snores loudly. And sometimes it can be heard by everyone. Oh, goodness. Oh, Jewel says that she's going to put together some kits to share. That's awesome, Jewel. I think it's great. You know, we can all do something. I can't remember who it was that originally said it, but, you know, we may not all be able to do everything, and we can't do everything. But each of us can do something. And even if that something is so small and simple as sending a handmade card in the mail, I mean, if that's all we can do, then that's all we can do, but that is enough, you know? It is enough. So, if you can do that, that is great. All right, so, and you can see, I'm just coloring really quick, like, I'm not really spending too much time focusing on making it absolutely gorgeous. But I don't have to because the pencils really do the work for me. So I'm just trying to stay inside the lines as much as possible. And I'm not really a coloring kind of person per se. I can't do all of the fancy schmancy shading and highlighting and all of that stuff like some folks that I know. But you don't have to worry about that because the Stampin' Up! Colored pencils do a great job. And so you see it's got just a little bit of color to it. So you can see the black and white version as it was, and then adding the pops of color. And if I were going to maybe attach this to a card, because I don't want to break into those other kits, I'm just going to use some elements here. Let's see, there's some of these die-cut leaf stem pieces that you can die-cut from the kit. So you could put, let's see, let's put one there, let's put one there, and we'll use this, maybe not that one, let's see. Yep, we'll use that one. But I've got a gold piece here, I like that. Is that too small for this, though? We're kind of doing this on the fly a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and glue this on, shall we? All right, now, I am not going to use this part of what's in my kit because I've got my liquid glue right here. So I'm just going to put a little liquid glue on the stem here, and I'll put it right there. So I want it hidden just a little, but it's sticking out on the opposite side of my flowers. And I'll do the same here. And before I go any farther, if I'm actually going to assemble this card with you right now, I'd better go ahead and color that other side, otherwise it's going to look wonky. Okay, so I hadn't intended on actually just putting a card together random right then, but I will. So I'll just go ahead and finish coloring on this side. So this is an actual alternative project. This isn't necessarily how the kit shows the cards. Like I said, I had already pretty well put this kit together and had separated out some of the kit elements to put together kits that I can give out to other people. So I don't want to break into those and take away from them, so I'm just using the leftover pieces that I've not already used from the kit that I had opened before. So I'm just going to kind of make this off-the-cuff alternative project here, and that way I'll have another card that I can send out. So let's color this. And look, I'm not even worrying about the lines inside this thing. I'm just coloring in a swirl fashion. And so there's nothing fancy here. So don't say, oh, I can't color. I'm no good at that. Listen, all I'm doing is scribbling right now. So if I can scribble in this, you can color. No problem. Very easy. Okay, Miss Andrea thinks that's a great idea too. That's awesome. There we go. Okay, let me put some color to these fellas. Alright, folks, so now this kit is $35, I'm sorry, it's $35. And if you were wanting to qualify for celebration rewards, then I would recommend getting this kit and getting the pair of aqua pens, because these are watercolor pencils, not just regular colored pencils. So if you apply water to them, they do some really cool things. And I will show you that now, because that's actually a really cool thing. You obviously don't need it for the kit. You could just leave it right like this and it would be fine. Okay, but let me show you what happens when you add water. So I've got my aqua pen with water in it, and I'm going to give it just a little squeeze, just enough. That was too much, but just enough to make sure that the tip of my pen is wet. And then I'm just going to lightly go over the flower, and you will see what beautiful things happen. Alright, now, look at the difference between this side and this side. So I did the same thing, right? I just colored it with the colored pencil and it's the same one. But this one, you can still see the lines of the marks, and this one has smoothed itself out and has a really nice watercolor effect to it. So it's very, very pretty. And I can look like a professional painter and not be, which is one of the things I absolutely love about this particular kit. I don't have to know what I'm doing at all, which I regularly don't, so that's a good thing. Okay, so now I'll show you the side-by-side here. This one I've watercolored, and that one was colored just with the pencil without water. So you can see it kind of magnifies the color a bit. It smooths it out, and it just makes it look very, very pretty. And I'm not squeezing my water pen. At this point, I am just going by the moisture on the brush tip itself. And in fact, in between colors, like I've just gone over the green leaves, And I'll go over these green leaves. But then as soon as I get done going over the leaves, I want to touch the brush tip to a napkin or paper towel or something like that, a rag even, because I don't want to transfer the green color over to the pink flowers, and it would certainly do that. So I'm just touching it off to the side. Oh, I missed the flower. There we go. I'm touching it off onto a tissue, and now I can go over my little flowers. Okay, so the watercolor pencils are absolutely fabulous. I love them so much because they make you look way, way better at this than you really have to be. So if you can be that person to say, I can't do that, or I'm no good, then this is definitely the kit for you. Because it makes you look professional. Very, very good. And it's super simple, and it's very, very relaxing too. I really enjoy my watercolor pencils. All right, so there we have it, a beautifully watercolored piece. Fantastic. And let's see, I want to do I'm Always Here for You. And let's do this. Let me get my block. I'm just using one that I don't have, that's not in a wrapper still. And my black ink, because I don't want to open that one. Now this is the same, basically the same black ink that's in that Stampin' spot, so it's black ink anyway. Alright, here we go. Tap, 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 not smush, smush, smush. And then we're going to stamp straight down. Hold it for just a second. Lift it straight off. Now, what was it? Friday of last week on my YouTube channel, I had posted a video of the Flowering Foils Designer Series paper and a card that had a sentiment that said something to the effects of bring on the confetti or something about confetti. And the font was like this one where it has the little space in between the lines. And I used my colors to color inside the lines. And I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to leave it black and white. But you could do that with your pencils as well, and it would be great. So let's get our dimensionals again. And this time, because I know that this circle is bigger than that one, I'm going to put my dimensionals on this circle. And that way I don't have to worry about whether they're sticking out from the bottom or not. So we'll just put some dimensionals on. Hey, Miss Brandy, how's it going? So just showing off a couple of our all-inclusive card making kits for those who either are beginning crafters or maybe haven't taken up paper crafting yet at all. So this way you can see that you can also be creative and not have to worry about already having supplies on hand, right? Okay, so now I'm bringing this card base back because I want to see how I want to layer this. And I think I want to layer it just like that. And then I'm going to line this up so it's relatively even. And I'm horrible at making things even, so we'll say relative at best. Okay, and then you can either use the little adhesive dots to glue it directly on, or you can use dimensionals, which is what I'm going to do because I love things to stand up. So I love them to be dimensional and have depth to my projects, so I'm going to use dimensionals. Plus, that's what I have right here on hand, and it's more easily accessible. All right, here we go. And as I said, every single thing that you need is in that box. So this is kind of a one-stop shop. And There we go. And voila. Now this is just leftover, so this is just scrap stuff that I had left. I'm trying not to break into those other kits, so without grabbing anything else, this is what we've got. Now, the kit also comes with some really cute floral pieces. You can see here I've taken one and I've cut it. I've probably used the rest of it for an alternative card somewhere. But it also has these little die cut flowers, so I could color them and stick them on the card somewhere too if I wanted. I'm not going to. I like it the way it is. But you can see how you can make it your own. It doesn't have to be exactly like the instruction if you don't want it to. But if you do want it to, the instructions are there. And the wonderful thing about the instructions is that they're very specific. So if you want to follow the instructions, it's very easy. It lays everything out for you just like this. And you can see right here is kind of the modified version of that particular project. So anyway, so there you go. Brandy says she loves this kit. I do too. This is probably my favorite one of all of them. So anyway, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time, friends. I hope that you enjoyed these projects. And remember that today is the last day of celebration. So I would love to get you some free stuff before the end of the day. So if you're looking for something to do, if you're bored out of your gourd and desperately need something to do, then get a hold of me and I will help you get these kits ordered. And we'll get you some free stuff on top of it. So it's a win-win-win. And if you're not super bored yet, and you just really love the cards and want to give some happy smiles and happy mail, then order these kits. And I can help you out with that too. So otherwise, y'all be safe, be happy. We're all in this together and we'll all get out together. Stay indoors unless you absolutely have to go out. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.